Hey friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing so well, and welcome back to another thrifty video. Today we are heading to the Goodwill Outlet, aka the Bins. I love to go thrifting at the Bins. You guys know that I often find some of my best things there. I love to dig in them and just find treasure, and I feel like a lot of people don't want to put in the time and effort to dig, and I am not that girl. I will dig for treasure for sure. Some of my best sales of all time have come from things I have found in the Goodwill Outlet. So at my Bins, everything is $1.79 per pound. So most times what I find in the Bins will cost me around $1.50 per item, depending on the weight. But we are going today. It's gonna be hot. I think it's like 90 something degrees today. So I'm wearing a tank top and we are going to dig. I'm gonna take you guys with me as I dig through the Bins, and then we'll see what we can find. I'll give you a haul of it when we get back here at the end of it. So if that sounds good, hit that subscribe button, but let's head out to go to the Goodwill Outlet. So I made it into the Bins and there are tons of people everywhere. It feels like it's just packed today. And I found out later on that one of their compactors for the leftover like clothing and shoes and everything was broken down or something like that. And so in their rotations, they were actually doing more clothing than home good items this day, which worked out well for me. And apparently they've been doing that for weeks. So people that are doing clothing reselling are really probably getting a lot of great stuff because they're switching out so many of the clothing bins each hour, which is helpful. I do like to look for shoes though in the Bins too, so that was a little bit, there's upsides and downsides, right? But so far you saw me find that Nordstrom sweater, then this Nike sweater I threw in the cart. Also, I was shocked to find this Kate Spade purse in the Bins. Like, I often find good purses in the Bins, but I just don't understand why other people don't buy them. But this one was $20. My local Goodwills authenticate their purses and then put them at a higher price behind the counter, and I think that one just made its way through. Go ahead and say hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
my name's Everly.
Hi, Everly. Everly watches the videos. She's here with her mom, and she's just saying hi. So Everly was so sweet, and her mom Lindsay too. I enjoy running into them around Indianapolis. This is not the first time, and I just appreciate them. They were so sweet. Here they are moving some bins out and then putting out new shoe bins. This was so exciting, but always a crazy time. So this, I feel like, wasn't as intense as normal. People didn't shove me. I wasn't pushed. But I did feel the stress of the moment. Like, there's so many people digging in the same bin as me. Like, look at all these hands just flying. And then I was looking and I ended up finding this pair of Hokas, both of them in the same bin. So you'll see those come up again in a second. But I was just wanting to show like how hard it is to like get around people to find and grab the shoes that you want. That Red Wing boot I was able to snag, but I had to like maneuver around people. And people ask me too sometimes why I don't take a cart with me when I'm in the shoe rotation. And you just saw that guy with a bin and 2 carts. There's just like literally no room. People are crazy. There's no room. And then slow-mo for that little Doc Martin, I was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna grab it. No, he didn't. My footage gets a little wonky here because I am like diving into the bin trying to grab both of these shoes, find them both, and y'all, I found both of them. So these are all my single shoes right now. I have a Croc, this is an UGG shoe, a cowboy boot, Red Wing shoe, and then this pair of Hokas. But these Hokas are really messed up. They're really dirty. I think we're gonna have to like find her Bondi. They're in Giu's size, so maybe I'll ask Giu if she wants them, but otherwise I think I'm gonna throw those back because they're just too dirty. Those are my maybes. I also have single shoes over here. I just gotta see if I can find the match too. So then this is what my cart is looking like after I was there for 6 hours. So this is probably like 2 or 3 hours in at least. And I have a pair of Teaks here that a friend of mine gave me. I found both of the sides to this UGG pair of slippers in my size. And then I was debating, later on I did find the second Red Wing boot. It was on a completely different side of the Bins, but these are really beaten up. Like, they're in kind of rough condition. They are a size 12, and Red Wing boots are so expensive, but I decided for how heavy they were too, it might cost me like 10 bucks, and they were really, really dirty, really beaten up, and I didn't want to deal with the project, so I threw them back, but I'll show you guys everything I got when we get home. Okay, friends, we're back home and holy cow, it was a good day in the bins. You know, sometimes when you're digging through the bins, you're just like, wow, I'm not finding anything because I literally was there for 6 hours. Most of those hours were spent with me being like, wow, this sucks. I haven't found anything. But then it just takes one good bin. It just takes finding one item every few minutes or so. And you're like, okay. Then you get home and you look at your haul and you're like, I did a great job. There's so many good things here. So that's how I'm feeling. Today, at this moment, I'm like, dang, as I was pulling out the things to show you guys, I was like, okay, I did a good job though, right? Like, so exciting. So in total, I spent $110.25 at the Goodwill Outlet, and I spent $1.79 per pound. I counted up everything that I bought. I bought 66 items, so my cost of goods comes to $1.67 per item. So really, really inexpensive to go thrifting at the bins. Absolutely love to do it. And I found so many amazing pieces to resell, and I'm gonna jump into that now. But I do wanna take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is DEPOP. What a dream come true to work with DEPOP. Let me say that off the bat, but DEPOP is an amazing reselling platform. DEPOP is really well known for having immaculate, really cool vibes, and they're really well known for being able to sell really cool vintage and unique items on their platform, but you can also sell basically anything on Depop. I sold a month or two ago a Mac de Gaulle like formal gown for over $100. So I've been really branching out and selling more and more on Depop because I've seen such a market over there. It's really popular amongst the Gen Z buyers, but it's not just those people that are looking for items over there. So I definitely have been broadening my horizons and really deep diving into what can sell well on Depop. And so today's haul contains a lot of nuggets and a lot of things that are going to do really well, specifically on Depop. And I also want to encourage you too, if you are using a cross-listing software, like I am always talking about Vendu in my videos, they are integrated into places like Depop. So if you aren't already listing on Depop, you're really just missing out on money, especially if you're using a cross-listing software. It's just a few more clicks of a button to start listing on Depop and making hundreds of dollars a month that you weren't making before. I've been making more money than I would have if I would have ignored this platform. And Depop is so unique in that they also don't have any selling fees on their platform. So if you're tired of whenever you sell something losing 20% of your sale, 10% of your sale, sometimes more, then Depop might be the solution for you. They don't take out any seller fees, which is incredible. So I have really been loving Depop, and I'm so thankful that they are sponsoring today's video. Again, if you haven't started selling on Depop, now is the time. There's no time like the present, but with no further ado, let's jump into this haul. Okay, so the first thing that I found, I saw this, I literally gasped. They had just done a flip of bins. So at my bins location, they flip the bins every hour. They don't do the entire store, but they move out some bins, bring out some new bins, and they've been doing a lot of clothes. I don't know how I found this because I went to the shoes first, but then I went over to the clothing section and I just happened to get there and dig this out of the bins. Tell me this is not a crazy find. It is this amazing halter top crochet little knit top with leather patchwork. It is incredible. Most fun I ever had, and I do it over and over and over again if I could. Just felt so good, good. And so it's this incredible piece. I am shocked that I found this. This was $1.67. I paid less than $2 for everything you're gonna see in this video. Real genuine leather, a little zipper on the back, and this is a little vintage Wilson's leather piece. This is so cool. Wilson's leather in a size large, Wilson's leather Maxima, vintage, amazing piece. I did a reverse image search and I've only seen, I think like 2 other ones on the interwebs. I saw one of these actually listed on Depop and it had sold already for like 50 bucks. So to find this already, that's a win. Again, I spent $110 in total, and this alone should make back half of my money, and I have 65 other items that I am ready to sell. I feel like that's a great win. Okay, now I didn't find these at the same time or in the same bin, but I thought I'd show you them both to you back to back because one of my biggest tips about the Goodwill Outlet is to buy things out of season, to go where the other people don't want to go, and that is usually for heavier items. People in the Goodwill Outlet are usually looking for lighter items because it's going to be cheaper to purchase them. I don't subscribe to that theory. I go for the things that will make me the most money, and usually those are bigger items. So this leather jacket I think is incredible. It's a size 2X. It's amazing. It's got this beautiful blue lining, and I love picking up leather jackets in the Goodwill Outlet. No matter what the brand is, I sell great vintage leather jackets all the time for 50 bucks, sometimes more. This one is amazing. It is, again, from Wilson's Leather Maxima, which I don't know why I've never seen this Maxima label before. I wonder, it feels like that should be even like a more expensive tier of this brand, but a size 2X is awesome. It is genuine leather. And what an amazing black leather jacket. It looks to be in great shape. I don't see any tears or anything wrong with it. That's really cool. This, I would assume I'm gonna list for around 50 bucks as well. Maybe it'll sell for around 35 to 40, but 50 bucks on both of those pieces so far. Basically, the haul is paid for itself. At least, here's hoping. Also, I held these up earlier. I didn't mean to tease you. I kind of forgot I held them up and then I put them right back down. I was so jazzed to find this adorable pair of little Doc Martens. Are these not the sweetest looking little floral Docs? So cool. And they are actually in really good shape. And something about dogs, I love them. I love to sell Doc Martens. They do super well for me. And I was at a wedding last weekend and I was talking to somebody because they were wearing Doc Martens and they were so cool. They were like vintage, kind of beat up brown leather ones. And I was like, those are so cool. Where'd you get those? And they said they were from DEPOP. And I was like, shut up. I'm literally about to work with DEPOP. And they really thought I was cool because I said that. And now I'm like, wow, it makes me sound a lot cooler than I actually am. A whole story aside, I love Doc Martens. These are in a US size 8. These are the 1468 Pascal T. So I love that Doc Martens give me the actual style name. But aren't these just like the cutest little kids' boots? Those are so darling and in great shape, but I found both of them. The other thing about my Goodwill Outlet is the shoes are never together. You have to search for both of them, and it is often the worst. But I happened to find both shoes this time. Like, praise the Lord. I don't know how I did it, but I did. Same thing with this one. I literally had one of these in my car for probably 3 hours before they brought out the second one in a different bin. So like sometimes you're just honestly never gonna find the matching pair because if you're not there the entire day, they might come out at different times at my bins. But these are a pair of UGG Tasman slippers. They look a little beat up on this side, but oh my goodness, I was so excited to find these. I love the UGG Tasmans. I love the UGG Tazes. I would like to find a pair in my size. I did buy one single shoe, one UGG Tasman this day in my size. Jeremy got me a pair for my birthday. They are the wrong size, so I need to exchange them or return them. But if I found my size thrifting, boy, I don't care if they are new. I don't care if they're thrifted. I would just wear them and I would return the other ones and save money. So I don't know. Maybe they're too cool for me. Maybe it's not my vibe. I do think these are really cute though. So I found 2 pairs of amazing kids shoes in the bins, which is so great, like so exciting. This is a really cool sweater. I already washed it because it had a little bit of a stain on it and I wanted to see if I could get it out before I showed it to you guys because I don't want to get anybody's hopes up if they fall in love with the sweater, you know? But this is a really cool vintage crew sweater and I love this kind of like Fair Isle, really interesting kind of knit to it, and it's from Roundtree in York. Really cool sweater, right? It's a size large. Made in the USA, 100% cotton. So it's not gonna be itchy and it's also vintage made in the USA. So I would assume for this, I would usually list this around 40, maybe 50 bucks. But the other nice thing is on Depop, if I want to, I don't have to increase my prices because often on other sites, I know there's no way I'm gonna just sell something outright. I'm always gonna have to have somebody make an offer. So on Depop, I can actually lower my prices because when I sell it, I don't have that seller fee. And so I'm actually saving quite a bit of money in that little like margin for myself, which praise God, because we all need some extra cash in our pockets nowadays, don't we? And then I found this nightgown, okay? It is a nightgown, which I feel like some people don't sell this kind of stuff. I don't care. I will sell what will make me a good amount of profit, but this is actually a great brand to know, so I want to share it with you. I love this little like little lace ruffle up here at the collar. How cool is that? But the brand is Lands of Salzburg. I could be totally butchering that. I probably am. But Lands of Salzburg, made in the USA with love. And it also has the cutest little ruffle at the hem of the sleeve as well. It's a really cute little nightgown with this little, like, I think almost like a rose print on it. It is darling. I also feel like somebody could chop this and make it into like a little mini dress and it would be adorable. Now, comps for those are around like $40. Something about that brand actually does really well. So I think that will sell between 30 and 40 bucks, which I mean, I feel like we're doing really well, right? Okay, now this is gonna be shocking. I definitely got footage of me finding this because I thought this was crazy. I felt it, and I have the same blanket on my couch like 3 times. I own 3 or 4 of these blankets. They're the Barefoot Dreams like dupes, I believe, from Target. They feel amazing. I love them. I didn't know they were dupes at the time, but then when I found this blanket in the bins, I felt it and I was like, oh my gosh, that feels like my blankets that I love at home. Little did I know that I literally was going to find a Barefoot Dreams blanket in the bins. And Barefoot Dreams, I've sold many Barefoot Dreams pieces. I feel like a lot of their clothing isn't doing as well as it once did, but their blankets are stinking expensive and really sought after as like gifts around Christmas time and birthdays, things like that. So they're really soft, super high quality, and I literally found one in like this cream color that I love. Like, is it not the most shocking thing? I paid $1.67 for this. OMG, yeah. So this exact throw blanket originally cost $158. I got this for $1.67. That's 90% off of retail. Like, what a day. I do need to wash it, and also there's a really small tear somewhere on it, but also like, I don't care. I really don't. For me, I'm gonna keep this. We're gonna personally use this somewhere in our home. That was such a great find. Like, that was so good. I was so excited about that. Okay, then I always say when you're in the bins, make friends with other people because they will give you things. I gave this guy a shoe and he came back and helped me find the match to 2 other pairs of my shoes that I'm gonna show you guys in the follow-up video to this one. I can't get through 66 items today. We'll be here all year. But he also, another friend of mine just came up and just gave me these. He's like, I think they're a little bit too beat up for me, but if you want them, you can have them. And I was like, the teaks that you're holding, you want me to have them? Ooh, so nice, so kind. And so I was so jazzed. These are a black leather teak, and teaks are super expensive. I think they cost almost $200, maybe around there. But the nice thing about teaks is that they are foldable. Their whole thing is like you can stick them in your purse. So you can change into these if your feet are hurting. They're really nice shoes, but they're a size 10 and they are not actually in that bad of condition. Like the bottoms look really great. There's not a lot of wear on the bottoms. It just looks like somebody stuck their foot in it. For me, it's not a big issue. So I think even if I clean up the insides just a little bit, I think they'll be in good enough shape to sell and still make me around 40, 50 bucks. So again, he just handed me like 40 bucks. Isn't that so nice? These are only the tip of the iceberg. I have like 40 more items. Insane. Okay, this piece is gorgeous. It's this beautiful black kind of flare sleeve knit dress. It is a beautiful piece, a gorgeous little like rounded scoop neck. And I grabbed this this was in somebody's like throwback pile, which first of all is crazy, but this is from James Purse. And James Purse, I've sold a pretty fair number of James Purse pieces. They do pretty well for me. This is a size 4, which is probably like a size large, is my guess. Maybe an extra large. I always get it a little confused, but they are nice that they have the style number down below on their tags. But this is also 100% cashmere. I found a 100% cashmere sweater dress from James Purse in the Goodwill Outlet, and I paid $1.67. That's incredible. I think that should resell for around 40 bucks as well. So I'm doing pretty good, I feel like. Okay, then I went back and forth on these pants because BDG is a brand that I leave behind almost every time I find it. It's Urban Outfitters, but just something about it, like it doesn't sell very quickly for me, but these were such a modern style and they were so cute that I decided to grab them, especially since I'm doing my Depop video today. I feel like these could do really well on Depop. I'm not gonna list them for like $100, but I think they're gonna be really cute and might sell quickly. They're a cargo style lighter denim jean with that like paper band waistband. And there's the BDG logo. So Urban Outfitters, these are the relaxed skate jean in a size 27. I did look up comps for these. The relaxed skate jean was selling for around, I feel like some of them were selling like 30 to 40 bucks. I'll probably list these around 25 and just try to move them quickly, but they feel really high quality. They're nice and thick denim. They look like they will probably resell really well. Like they're in great shape. So I thought those were really cute and I did pick those up. And then I met a friend of mine in the bins, and you met her daughter on camera too, but she actually handed this to me. I had given her some kids clothes because she does kids whatnot shows, but she gave me this and I was like, you did not have to give me anything. I was just finding those things for you because I wanted to. And she's like, oh no, I'm not gonna list it, you can have it. So she found this Lululemon belt bag in the bins, and it is really dirty, don't get me wrong. It's a white puffer belt bag, so cute. I feel like if I do a little soak with some of my OxyClean, I feel like it might look better after I do that. Or the nice thing, since it's white, is I could dye this a different color, and I feel like some of the staining might be covered up, especially if I go dark. But it's really cute, and I do use a belt bag every single time I go to the bins, and I think this is a cute option. But maybe I'll clean it up and maybe I'll give it to GU. You never know. Like, there's so many options. We'll see what I do, but that was to find for $1.67 is still crazy. Then I did pick up a pair of Hokas, and these at first I was deciding if I wanted to resell them or not. I do feel like they're a little bit beaten up. They're just a little dirty, and I didn't know if I wanted to clean them really. The bottoms are in pretty good shape. But then I realized that these are GU size. I did FaceTime her and she does want them. So I got her a pair of Hoka Bondi 8s, which these retail for over $150. I got her a pair of these for $3. So GU is really, I feel like, lucking out. I got the Barefoot Dreams blanket. I got some Hokas. And then I was standing on the edge watching the clothes bins be rolled out. And I happened to be standing in front of this bin and I saw this little logo poking out over the bin, and I was like, put my hands on my hips, take up space, box people out. When they say go, I am grabbing that jacket, and I freaking did. I got to it. Nobody fought me for it. It was all in my head. Nobody else thought this was gonna be a good thing to pick up. It was just me, but in my head, everybody was fighting me for it. Anybody else feel that in the bins? But I went over and grabbed it, and it is a Marmot jacket. I got a Marmot puffer coat in the bins. It is $700 fill. Like, this is a nice jacket in a men's size large for $1.67. Again, I looked up how much this retails for. Yeah, so I found the exact one. I'm pretty sure that this is the men's hype down jacket, which retails for $275. Yeah, almost a $300 jacket for less than $2. I was showing Jeremy some of my finds just because I was so excited when I came home, and I pulled this out, and that kid was like, oh yeah, I've been wanting a black down jacket. So this could probably resell for close to $100. My husband claimed it. So, I mean, what can you do? So as much as I would like to sell that, I think Jeremy's gonna keep that. And then in another new bin, I saw this sports bra. It was this way though, and even though like some Lululemon, I feel like hasn't been selling super well, some of their pieces can still make you money. I have sold so many Lululemon pieces, even recently for like 30 bucks, 25 bucks, that have been making me accumulated money. And I'm not mad about thrifting Lululemon, especially since it's so easy for me to list. I can find what the style name is and just copy and paste over the description from the website. Like, it's so easy to list Lululemon that I don't mind listing it. This was $1. So this is the Elite bra, and it's in a size 36D. So if I sell this, I did see comps for around 25 bucks. It has that nice zipper on the front and the camouflage. I think it'll do well. So 25, 30 bucks for a bra from the bins is not bad at all. I thought to find Lululemon in the bins is always so exciting. It's such a win. And then I also found this purse in the bin. And this is one of those purses that came from one of my Goodwills. Goodwills always mark up the bags around me by so much, but this is a beautiful little like light pinkish tan Kate Spade purse with that little bow as well. And then this was at the thrift store and they were asking $20 for it. Like, the straps have a little bit of wear to them. So I'm gonna figure out, like, it was definitely worth it to pick up in the bins for $1. I could make more than $1 selling this for sure. I'm just not sure what to do with it, really. It's in really good shape, honestly, for most of it. Although I have been on the market for finding a nice purse for my mom. I wonder if she would like this. Mom, let me know in the comments. I know she watches all my videos. We can all say hi to Mom if you'd like. But maybe she would like this. It's really cute. It just has a little bit of wear to those handles. So I don't know about that one. Okay, now let me show you this amazing vintage piece. Like, I feel like the Y2K girlies are gonna lose their minds. This is so cool. This is gonna be really hard to show. It is a ribbed tank top. Let me show you the top first. I feel like that will help. It says V-neck, dark brown, grommeted, like golden piece. But then the really cool part is the bottom has this like built-in belt that's like a thick belt with these little gold circles. So this will hit, like, I would say right at your hips, and it's long. It's a long tank top. Can you even see it? Like, do you understand what I'm showing you? It's really cool. It's such a cool piece. $1 for this. And this is from the brand Tracy M, but it's in a size small. So I picked this up based on style. I'm gonna put in keywords like Y2K, 90s, Britney Spears, like the Spice Girls, Cheetah Girls. Literally anything I can think of is what I'll put in for the tags and keywords for this. That's a cool piece. I never find these sorts of cool pieces, I swear. And then I also picked this up because of the style of it. I feel like Kaylee Elaine would approve of this pickup. This little like ruffled kind of 90s Y2K top. I feel like Phoebe Buffay would totally wear this. It's like practical magic, kind of witchy vibes. And it's got these interesting little like lacy details to it, eyelet detailing really ruffly. It's a really fun piece. I feel like this will do really well on Depop for sure. And it's from Studio 1940, and the brand had nothing to do with why I picked it up. It's a size extra large. It's a great size and a great style. And I probably can list this around 25, 35 bucks. Isn't that so cool? I feel like somebody's gonna love that. I love the color of it. This was at a Goodwill for $4.99. Nobody bought it. I bought it for $1, and I feel like I can sell that for a good amount of money, which is awesome. And then I found this. It was what somebody was using to cover their cart for a long time, and then they threw it back, and I grabbed it. It is this really cool vintage Scooby-Doo tapestry throw blanket. Isn't this so cool? And at the bottom, it has the whole gang running across it. I thought this was really cool. I am such a huge, like, nostalgic person, and I loved Scooby-Doo growing up. So I thought this was such an interesting piece. I looked at comps, and a lot of them were selling for around 30 bucks. So I do think it was worth grabbing for $1, but I also have a friend that likes to do like custom clothing and has been asking me when I'm in the bins to look for cool blankets for her to turn into like really amazing pieces of clothing. And so I'm wondering if maybe she would be interested in this to use for her clothing business. If so, I'd like to bless her and like let her use that for that. What should I do? Let me know what you guys think. Then I found this amazing, I think this is also vintage. It looks like it. This corduroy little sports jacket, sports coat. And guys, I have been selling a lot of blazers and men's jackets lately. I went through and sold so many of those Brooks Brothers coats that I found for great money. And then this though, this is a beautiful J. Crew piece, and it's very much so like I'm a college professor or like a rugby kind of like styled preppy piece. It has so much potential, and those sorts of styles are so popular right now. But this is from J. Crew. It's the vintage cord jacket in a size medium, authentic vintage style. So maybe it's not actually vintage, maybe it's just remade recently, but this is such a cool piece. I am here for it. Oh no, it's pretty much almost vintage. Fall 2006. So it was vintage before, and it's even more vintage now. It looks like it's been taken great care of. So what, it's 19 years old, almost 20 years old, almost vintage. That is a really cool piece. I love the color of that. That's a really unique jacket. Maybe I'll make my husband try it on because I think it's really cute. Okay, and then I did pick these up in the bins, and it is so exciting. I am such a huge Nancy Drew fan. Like, you guys would not believe if I told you how much I love Nancy Drew. I almost tried to have a themed Nancy Drew 30th birthday party, but then I decided it was maybe a little too niche for everyone else. But I already own all 5 of these books in this color, but this is a box set. I was shocked to find this in the bins. Originally, this was $37. I do think this is so cool. Just for home decor for myself, I love that so much. Was really pleased to find that. And then I have 2 more pieces, okay? Hold on tight. This one is this really nice leather bag. It's such a cool style. I love this dark, on camera it's coming off a little bit more like reddish brown. It's a dark chocolate brown. I just thought the style of this was really cool. It's a really large bag. And this is from the brand El Portal, which I had never heard of. But again, looked it up, and a lot of these purses were selling for around $30 for smaller ones. And I have a pretty large one here with this kind of interesting accent stitching on the straps. And so I think this can probably resell 35, 50 bucks. And again, $1.67. I love to find purses. Purses are easy for me to list. They usually make good money, and it's hard for me to find them at my local Goodwills, which is where I'm normally shopping. So garage sale season, I love to buy purses, and in the bins, I love to find purses. So the Kate Spade purse and that El Portal purse should both make me a good amount of money. And then this last piece I found turned out to be a pretty good find, actually. It is a little scarf. Now, I've been on the hunt for some cute scarves just for myself for personal use. Since my hair got cut so short, I've been like wanting to try out some new hairstyles. I've been using some barrettes, which I think are cute. I was thinking like folding this and then tying it in a little like headband or doing something with it in my hair would be really cute. And I love this pink and like golden kind of mustard yellow color. So I just grabbed it based on the look of it, but then I felt it and I was like, dang, this feels nice. And I didn't realize until a little bit later that this is actually from the brand Spartina, which makes purses that I also would sell. But this is actually 100% silk. So I grabbed a 100% silk little scarf. This is probably made for tying onto your bag then, which also I think is really cute. And so if I don't use it for my hair, I might tie it onto one of my purses that I own. Isn't that such a cute little silk scarf? I'm obsessed with that. And this is so little and so light. I don't think I even factored this into my cost of goods because it's so light. But yeah, wasn't that an incredible thrift haul? I mean, I did find some cool pieces that we will just be keeping for ourselves, but when you look at it and you see that amazing, that like the halter Wilson's top, another leather jacket, I found a Barefoot Dreams blanket. That was insane. The Marmot jacket, there's so much here. I stand to profit a lot of money. Doc Martens, UGG shoes, like that's the kind of stuff you can find in the discarded items from Goodwill. That is insane. So Goodwill Outlet, love it. Have to go back again soon. I just enjoy it so much. I found so many good pieces, not only for ourselves, but that will also resell for great money. So I spent $110 and I more than made that back literally so quickly. And I have so many more pieces even to show you. So I hope you guys enjoyed going to the bins with me. Thank you again to Depop for sponsoring today's video. If you guys have been thinking about selling on a new platform, if you guys have been thinking about Depop, then now is the time to just go for it. Invest in yourself and invest in your business and just start by making a profile and starting to put up some items. It's actually really simple, super fast, super easy, and with no selling fees, there's really no harm, no foul here. So follow the link down below and set up your Depop today. But thank you again to them for sponsoring today's video. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And until the next video, bye.